Namaste and welcome to Cultivating Peace of Mind Through the Breath. These are a series of yogic practices that will help to increase your vitality, remove impurities, and bring forth peace of mind. So find comfort in your seated position. If you're new to breathing, and if it's uncomfortable seated on the floor, then sit on a chair and making sure the back is upright. If you're wanting to be on the ground and your knees are above your pelvis, lift up the buttocks behind you by placing a pillow underneath or a bolster or rolling up your yoga mat. So let us just begin by going within. Making sure we have symmetry in the body. Bring awareness to the two sits bones. Feel the two sits bones. Doesn't matter if you're on the ground or on the chair. And feel them equally in the earth. Supported. Now, any tension that you feel in the pelvic floor, breathe into it and let it go with an open mouth sigh. Repeat that again, and as you do so, feel the muscles in the pelvis melting into the earth. Letting go of all responsibilities. And fully being present in this moment. See if you can relax and let go just a little more on the next exhalation in the pelvic region. Now allow the awareness to shift up through the spine and feel like the tree growing from its roots upwards, giving length in the spine, opening the chest as the shoulders draw back and the face muscles relax. From the pelvis all the way up to the crown, as the breath is rising and falling, notice where you might be holding any tension or tightness within the body. Lovingly observing with compassion. Let it go. Breathe into it. Retain the breath for a couple of seconds and allow the retention of that breath to go into that tightness and then melt it out with an audible sigh. One more time. Just noticing how freer you feel from just those few exhalations. And now let's bring awareness to our jaw. We hold a lot of tension in the jaw. So imagine that you are going to yell and you'll open the jaw as wide as you can. And then release it. Let's do this a few times to just relax the muscles in the jaw, which has a direct correlation to the pelvis. we'll just simply move the body a little bit so when we start to do the breathing practices, we don't feel built up tension. So we help to loosen up the body. Bringing the hands onto the knees or grabbing the ankles, whatever feels comfortable for you. Lengthening up to the crown as you inhale. And as you exhale, round the back, drop the chin, drop the navel into the spine. Inhale, lift the chest up, arch the back, look up. And your arms are straight as you go into this rocking motion. Inhale brings you up. The exhale brings you down. And find a rhythm and harmony that works for you in this moment with your own breath. If the breath and the body were dancing, the breath would be the leader. Mindful movements. And just notice how the body is moving with the breath. Three more. And then coming to a stillness and just observing how it feels specifically in the region of the spine, our highway of consciousness. This practice opens up the synovial fluid in the spine. Let's begin by removing any old carbon dioxide that's in the body. If we don't remove it, it just stays inside of the body, and this is best done with a cleansing breath. So you take a deep breath in, and as you come forward, you pulse the air out, which gives pressure on the abdomen, squeezing out more air. And then you inhale slowly in through the nose as you come up. Let's do this 3 times. Breathing in, lengthening up. Having regular breaths in between before you go into the second round. If you feel lightheaded, then just take more breaths before you go into the second round. Again, having regular breaths in between and just noticing how lightheaded you feel, how clear you feel, and the effects that you feel. This practice can be done if you're climbing a mountain and you have a buildup of carbon dioxide and you start to pant like a dog. You can stop and do this release of breath 3 times, but then the ticket is, so you don't build that up again, is to have all your inhalations and exhalations happening through your nostrils. So that would mean if you're with somebody, you wouldn't be talking. Let's go for round 3. Now let us begin to remove the impurities from the inside. This is also part of something called Shat Karmas, the internal cleanses, to help purify the body. It's called Kapalabhati. It also, as time has progressed, has adopted into a pranayama, but traditionally it comes from the Shat Karmas, internal cleanses. And it's the contraction of the abdomen on the exhalation. No need to think about inhaling because the intelligence of the body just does that automatically. Just like a car has a few gears, so do we in our speed and rhythm. If you're new to Kapalabhati, let's begin slow. If you're already experienced at the practice, follow your own rhythm. Let's go 24 strokes. If you are pregnant or you have food in the body, please don't do this practice. 24 strokes. We'll begin breathing in halfway and then allow the navel to come in. The lips are closed. Preserve the energy inside of the body. Bring the thumb and index finger together, palms up or down, creating a mudra which helps to contain the energy in the body. Lifting the chest, 24 strokes. Let's begin by breathing in halfway. Allow a deep breath in. Retain the breath for a couple of seconds and then slowly release with Ujjayi. Observing the effect of the practice, Kapalabhati translates as skull shining. So you'll feel fresh, feeling clear in the mind. If there's any pain, honor your body and listen to it first and foremost. Stop the practice. If you're ready, let's go for round 2. 24 strokes of Kapalabhati. Breathing in halfway and let's begin. Allow a deep breath in. Retain the breath. And slowly release with Ujjayi when you're ready. Observing the effects of the practice. Just a reminder, Ujjayi breath is the contraction of the glottis muscle. As if you had something stuck in your throat and you're trying to breathe through. It creates a smaller air passage, and then it makes you sound like Darth Vader or something. So that's what we're looking at when we exhale. On the third round, allow the last stroke on the 24th stroke to be forceful. So it sounds very dynamic. And then allow a deep breath in, retain for as long as you feel comfortable, and then slowly, like you're weaving silk, moving through the air passageway, you're releasing the air out. Okay, if you're ready, let us begin, keeping the chest lifted, shoulders back, face muscles relaxed. And when we are in the practice of Kapalabhati, the face muscles are relaxed. The body is not moving, only the abdomen is moving. So be mindful of that. And you already know the practice. Bring awareness to the third eye when you're doing this practice. Let's begin the last round. Breathing in halfway and begin 24 strokes. Feel the lift of Mula Bandha, keeping the abdomen soft, and the awareness in the third eye, at the eyebrow center. Knowing that the prana is building inside of your bodies, nourishing your blood and your nervous system. When you're ready to release, allow a slow exhalation. Notice the effects of the practice, specifically in the upper regions of the body. Keeping the breath long, deep, and relaxed as you become a witness to the effects of the practice. Let's move on to the next practice. known as Bhastrika, meaning bellows breath. It's like a bellows is one of the devices that is used to stoke a fire. And this is the same thing that's happening inside of our belly, in our abdomen region. This is where we hold our element of fire. It's through our digestive fire which helps us digest our food, not only the food that we eat, but the thoughts that we think. If we have a thought that it's on repeat that doesn't feel good, especially if it's tension, this affects our digestive process. So it's very important to just let everything go. Stress is not found on the outside, it's only found on the inside, reflected by our thoughts that we think. Bhastrika is more dynamic, and it's the rapid exhalation and inhalation evenly. So we won't do as many strokes, we'll do 12 strokes. 12 strokes, and it's a rapid inhalation, a rapid exhalation. So like when you are exhaling, you're trying to push the abdomen out as far as it can go out. As you're inhaling, you're just having a full deep breath in. This is very dynamic, and it has a lot of power to build your energy. It's good to do if you are cold, if you need to build your inner fire, create more vitality and energy in the body. Contraindications, again, if you're pregnant, if you had food in the stomach, or you have high blood pressure, be very careful because we're increasing our inner heat. It looks something like this. So let's do this 12 times. And we begin on the exhalation. When you're ready, begin. Take a deep breath in, retain the breath for a few seconds, and then let go. Retain, and slowly allow the Ujjayi breath to slowly release the air when you're ready, observing the effects of the practice. Again, keeping regular breaths in between the rounds of the practice. Let's move to round 2. 12 rounds. On your 12th round, as like we did in Kapalabhati, allow the 12th stroke to be very forceful. Then breathing in, retain the breath. Just hold the breath in for a few seconds and then allow a slow, smooth Ujjayi release with the breath. Let us begin to inhale and begin. observing the effects of the practice, specifically in your mind. How does the state of your mind feel at this moment? Keeping your breath flowing long and deep as you observe. On the next and last round of Bhastrika, bring your awareness to the eyebrow center, keeping the body upright, chest lifted and the shoulders back. The mudras are still connected with your hands. Breathe in and release and begin. Observe the effects of the practice as you keep your awareness in the eyebrow center. Moving into the next practice, it's part of the foundation of the full yogic breath. It's simply altered. The next practice is called the expanded breath. Imagine that you're taking a sip of air and then you pause. And you're sipping another bit of air and then you pause. And we'll do that all the way up. And as we do so, our belly is expanding out like a big balloon. Then we retain at the top, and then slowly, slowly, with Ujjayi breathing, we release the air out. Let us do this a few rounds, keeping your thumb and index finger together, your chest lifted. This helps us to establish the full yogic breath and expand our capacity to retain the breath. When you're ready, let us begin. keeping the chest lifted and the shoulders back. Let's complete with 2 more rounds, full and deep. Just notice how you feel in your body and mind from the effects of this practice. We begin now by balancing out the energies with a balancing pranayama called Nadi Shodhana. Nadi is the energy pathways to which the prana moves inside of our body. The right nostril is connected to our current of solar energy, and it manifests in our sympathetic nervous system. The left nostril is correlated to our lunar energy, having an effect on the parasympathetic nervous system. When we do the alternate nose breathing, we become balanced in our nervous system. If you already have a practice, then follow your own ratio. There are many steps and levels to this practice. Let's get used to holding the breath and breathing out through our nostrils. Bring your right hand thumb against the right nose bone, elbow is down, and take a deep breath in. Use your ring finger to close the left nostril and exhale out the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril, closing the right nostril, exhaling out the left. That is 1 round of Nadi Shodhana. Let's continue doing some more rounds together, but this time we'll retain the breath in between. Breathe in for 4 seconds, retain for 4, exhale for 8. I'll walk us through it once, and then on the second round we'll bring in the retention. If you're ready, closing the right nose, Breathing in. Closing the left nostril, exhaling out the right. Breathing nice and deep through the right. Closing right, exhale left. Which is one round. Now let's begin with a retention. In to the left. Retain the breath. 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Inhaling through the right. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhaling through the left. In. Retain. 2, 3, 4. Out. In. Retain. 2, 3, 4. Release. One more time with my guidance. In. Retain. Out. In. Retain. Out. On your own rhythm, counting 4 in, 4 hold, 8 out. Keeping the chest lifted, the shoulders back, and your breath soft, flowing like silk. If your arm starts to feel tired, use the support of your opposite hand cupped underneath the elbow. One last round. As you complete, bring your hands down into two mudras and simply observe. Inwardly, what is the effects of the practice? And let us complete the practice with Shavasana. Go into Shavasana and stay here for as long as you feel comfortable. And this is the end of the practice. Thank you for joining. And finding Shavasana as you lay down on your back, palms up. And just letting the whole body relax. And stay here for as long as you feel comfortable. Just letting everything go.